You said what? Your reaction on the set?
I have no faith in the centenary celebration.
Why?
Because it has been 100 years of confusion. 100.
No, my friend, give me my
100 years of genocide.
Yes. On the issue of Boko Haram insurgents in the country, how do you see the performance of President Jonathan to it?
Don't snap. I hope you're not snapping.
No, I'm not snapping. I'm recording.
President Jonathan is doing his best.
Yes.
The Nigerian army has made enormous sacrifices.
Yes.
To safeguard life and property.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the Nigerian army is not sufficient to solve the problem.
Yes.
The only people who can solve the problem is the Muslims themselves.
Okay.
The Muslims must accept the Child Rights Act.
Yes.
They must domesticate it in their various states.
Yes.
The Child Rights Act will criminalize failure to educate your children.
Yes.
If the children are educated, the children are allowed free and compulsory primary or basic education.
Yes.
They will not be available for extremists to recruit them and indoctrinate them and eventually use them to cause insurgency in the land.
Okay.
Are you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Good. So what we are saying is that the problem of Boko Haram is the problem of religious indoctrination.
Yes.
Okay? Now, Nigeria happens to have the largest out of school children all over the world.
Yes.
In fact, 40% of Nigerian children are out of school.
Yes.
And most of these children are living in the northern part of the country.
Yes.
Now, that's what we call the Child Rights Act.
Yes.
The Child Rights Act makes it compulsory for every child to have access to education.
Okay.
Basic education.
The Western education or Arabic education?
Of course, Western education, of course. Okay. Both of them.
Okay.
Now, failure to educate your child is criminal.
Yes.
Unfortunately, only 16 states have adopted the Child Rights Act in their various states.
Yes.
That is to say, it has not been domesticated all over the country.
Yes. Particularly
in the northeast, where most of the out-of-school children are living.
Okay.
So if the Child Rights Act is domesticated, okay?
Yes.
Every child will go to school.
Yes.
And the opportunity for them to be vaccinated will no longer be available. And that was why Jonathan created the Alamajibi schools.
Yes.
To make sure that those Alamajibi children are not available for extremists to indoctrinate and use them as foot soldiers to carry out insurgency in the land.
Yes.
So Nigerian army is being overstretched. There's limit to what they can do. Okay? The real job has to be done by the Muslims themselves by ensuring that their children are educated. Okay? They are not giving negative religious indoctrination.
Yes.
That will lead them to hate their people, to pick up arms against fellow countrymen. Okay? They need the kind of education that will make them see Nigeria as their land.
Yes.
That is it.
Like as it is now, you know, some people have lambasted federal government for not doing well enough in the area of security.
Yes.
You understand now?
Yes.
But in your own evaluation, are they really trying or not?
I told you the problem of insurgency is very, very complicated.
Yes.
Even America and Israel,
yes,
as sophisticated as they are,
yes,
they are finding it difficult to contain insurgency.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. Now, if countries like America and Israel, with all the sophistication they have in terms of intelligence, in terms of weapons, in terms of finance,
yes,
and they still find it difficult to contain religious extremists,
yes,
then Nigeria is an exception. Okay? So it is wrong to feel like the federal government is not doing enough. Federal government is doing far more than enough. But the real job is for the politicians. They have to go to the various sorts of House of Assembly in northern Nigeria and domesticate the Child Rights Act. Okay? By domesticating the Child Rights Act, it will criminalize failure to send your child to school. It will criminalize withdrawing your children to feed them up for marriage. Okay? That's what we are saying. If they do that in the next 10 years, the project will be
okay.
These insurgents are fighting with religious motivation. In the case of the Niger Delta, their driving force behind their own militancy is economic. So the moment the federal government calls them and settle them economically, they let them there.
Like in your own view, do you support amnesty for Boko Haram individuals?
Yeah, the problem with the amnesty is good, but the extremists are not going to accept
Yes.
Because they believe they are fighting for God.
Yes.
Okay? So even if, for example, the federal government already called them, we've offered them amnesty, but they have done it now. In the case of Nigeria people, they accepted it. On the grounds that the government will compensate them financially because of the liquidation that have been carried out in the data. So as soon as this was done, they let them down. But in the case of the Boko Haram people, they believe they are fighting for God. Religious indoctrination is very difficult to defeat because the people have been made to believe that if they die fighting the cause of God, they are going to have paradise. So what we need in this sort of defeat. Okay? So the best way to defeat is that make sure they don't have other people to recruit from. Okay? By making sure that those people are not indoctrinated religiously. And secondly, the government should stop the great state for religion. Religion should be a personal affair. You practice religion as your own, just like in Egypt. We don't want government to control it. I want to practice Islam personally. Let government fix the economy and leave religion to personality. That's why the brotherhood will be sacked out of power. Because every religious government all over the world has problems. It is difficult to manage religion and state. That is why the Western people and the Egyptians in their intelligence said the two should be separated. So Nigeria must separate religion from state. Religion should be strictly personal affairs. In fact, some of the remote factors responsible for the Boko Haram issue is the introduction of the Sharia in certain parts of the country. Now, those politicians who caused the problem, they are now blaming the army for their failure to contain the insurgency. But they forgot that hundreds of Nigerian soldiers have paid the supreme price. They have sacrificed their lives. So, a lot of them have been killed trying to contain the insurgency. So, it is wrong to say that the soldiers are not doing the best. In fact, they are doing the best, but the greatest problem is religion. You must separate it from the state. You must make sure that the children in the north get Western and religious education together, so that they won't be available for religious extremists to indoctrinate.
Okay. Some people are of the view that President Jonathan's presidency is the main focus of Boko Haram. That if President Jonathan lives here, at least Boko Haram will go. That's what their own assumption. Because according to them, they say Boko Haram, the Boko Haram insurgency was fronted by another leader to frustrate Jonathan administration.
I don't agree because Boko Haram has been in place even before Jonathan took over power.
Yes.
For example, it is on record that Muhammad Yusuf, the founder and leader of the sect, died while Yaradua was in power.
Yes.
So that argument does not hold water.
Okay.
It's purely religious extremism.
Okay.
They don't care who is in power.
Yeah.
They just want to take over for themselves and run the country the way they understand Islam.